Hey folks, welcome to the measurement revision video. In this video I'm going to be covering topics that's ranging from a wide range all the way up to year 10 measurement level. So without further ado, let's get started. Now somebody needs to remind me. I will actually attach a link to this particular question paper on the description. You can download it and have a go by yourself. Alright, so looking at question A, we've got 12 centimeters to meter. So we're actually doing this at the moment. So that's divide by 100. So that's going to be 0.12. 850 centimeters to meters. Again, we're doing divide by 100. So that is going to be 8.5 meters. Now, next question is 0.3 kilometers to meters. So kilometers to meters, we are doing multiplied by 1,000. So 0.3 times 1,000 is going to be 300. 386 meters into kilometers. So meters into kilometers, we've got to divide by 1,000. So that's going to be 0.386. Meters to centimeters. So we're doing this. So meters to centimeters is we're times by 100. So this is going to be 130 centimeters. F, we've got millimeters to meters. Now, if you look at this, millimeters to meters, that is going to be divided by 1,000. So 1,200 divided by 1,000 is 1.2 meters. Then we're going from centimeters to kilometers. Now, centimeters to kilometers, what we want to do is we probably want to convert it to meters first. And then once we get it to meters, then we convert it to kilometers. So a little tip that you can do is like this, right? Centimeters to meters, you've got to divide by 100. So when I divide by 100, these two zeros, they actually disappear. And then from meters to kilometers, I've got to divide by 1,000. So this right now is equal to 2,400 meters. And if I divide that by 1,000, I'm going to get 2.4 kilometers. Next, we got 8.5 kilometers to meters. So kilometers to meters, I've got to multiply by 1,000. So that's multiplying by 1,000. So that's going to be 8,500. Meters to centimeters, I am doing multiplied by 100. So 0.3 times 100 is going to be 30. Now, kilometers to centimeters. So I've got 0.004 kilometers. So if I want to convert that to meters first, so 0.004 kilometers, I've got to multiply by 1,000. So I'm going to get 4 meters. And then 4 meters into centimeters, I've got to times it by 100, which means I'm going to get 400 centimeters. Let's get rid of all of that. Okay, 1.3 centimeters into meters. So dividing by 1,000, which means 1.3 divided, did I say 1,000? I should have said 100. Divided by 100, so that's going to be 1 and 2, so 0.013 meters. And we've got another 35,000 centimeters into kilometers. So 35,000 centimeters as meters. So if you look at it, centimeters as meters, so centimeter to meter, I got to divide by 100. So that means I'm going to get 350 meters. Meters to kilometers is going to be divided by 1,000. So that's going to give me 0.35 kilometers. So that's pretty much a measurement there. Now we're going to go into weight and, well, just weight really. So let's have a look at these ones here. So we got milligrams to grams. So milligrams to grams is divide by 1,000. So 1,200 divided by 1,000 is 1.2. Then we've got 2 tons to kg. So ton to kg is multiplied by 1,000. So if it's 2 tons, it is going to be 2,000 kgs. We've got milligrams to grams. that is going to be divided by 1,000. So divided by 1,000, that's 1, 2, 3 zeros, and we're going to get 68 grams. Next, we've got 0.045 tons to kgs. So that is multiplied by 1,000. So if I multiply that by 1,000, I'm going to get 45 kgs. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 45 kgs. Next up, we're going kilograms to grams, times it by 1,000. That's going to be 5,900. Tons to kg, times it by 1,000, so that's going to be 2,400 kgs. Kgs to milligrams, so kgs to milligram, we got to multiply by 1,000, multiply by another 1,000. So 0.0024, basically I'm going to do multiply by 1,000, so that's going to move here, then 1, 2, 3, so that's going to be 240 milligrams. So remember that, like, when you multiply by 100 or 1,000, the decimal point actually moves according to the number of zeros that you have. So if you think about it like this, like where can I look at, like 5.9 kgs, like look at this one here. So when we have 5.9 kgs and we multiply it by 1,000, what happens is, like, you kind of just write down 5 and 9 like this, and the decimal point actually moves 3 spots across. So that's pretty much how I get that 5,900 fairly quickly. Last, we've got milligrams to kgs. So if you look at it, milligrams to grams is divided by 1,000. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Then we've got divide by another 1,000. So let me actually show you this way. The decimal point actually is moving from here to here to here. That's 3. Then we've got another the decimal point has to move another 3 spots because going from grams to kgs. So it's 1, 2, 3. So what you end up with is 0.6 kgs as the answer. Right, next what we've got is estimating a line. I did make a mistake with this one. I should have actually put this as millimeters, not centimeters. So I'm just going to change that. Let's actually put that as millimeters. There we go. Now, clearly this is an estimation one because I don't really have, every time I zoom in, this line is going to be different. So that's why I kind of have to say that the line A is 4 millimeters. So if you look at the line A, you almost have to kind of, this is a guess, all right? I mean, as long as it's not too crazy of a guess, I think you'll be all right. So sometimes what you could use is you could kind of use just parts of your pen to kind of get an estimate and then just kind of put it over the B. That's one way of doing it. Now, in this case, I've just kind of put a little highlighter. Yeah, I'm thinking roughly that is equal to that, roughly. I could be completely wrong. So if this is 4, then I'm probably going to go with maybe 7 millimeters for B. And then for C, I'm trying to see how many of those A's could potentially fit in there. So maybe 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a rough guess, all right? So 4 times 4 is 16. I'm probably going to go with like maybe 15 for this. 15 millimeters. Again, just a guess. Cool. Second part. So looking at time right now. So writing 8:45 as a 24-hour clock. So that's going to be 0845. 10:51. That's just going to be 10:51. 6:35. We've got 18:35. And 11:12 p.m. is 23:12. So remember the 24-hour clock. I mean, after 12 o'clock, you've got to, for every hour you get, you've got to add 12 to it. So 2 p.m. becomes 1400 hours, and so on. Part 2 of this question, 712 hours is going to be 7:12 a.m. 17:29, so 17 minus 12 is 5, so it's 5:29 p.m. Then we have how many hours and minutes between 9:30 a.m. and 11:15 a.m. So between 9:30 and 11:30 is 2 hours. So this is 1 hour and 45 minutes. Because if you think about it, 9:30 to 10:30 is 1 hour, and then 10:30 to 11:15 is 45 minutes. How many minutes between 4:35 a.m. and 6:55 p.m.? Okay. So one thing you can do is you can actually work out how much time is for 6 till 6:55 a.m. and then you can actually add 12 hours to it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to figure out 4:35 a.m. to 6:55 a.m. That's going to give me 2 hours and 20 minutes. And because we're going up to 6:55 p.m., I'm going to add 12 hours to it. So I should get 14 hours and 20 minutes. Alright, next one. Time work, Peter 1 week is shown below. Total for the week. Oh, good Lord. Okay. So obviously we've got to do the... I'm going to do the hours first. So we've got 1923 hours. So we've got 23 hours. And then I'm going to do all the minutes next. So we've got 55 and 55. Actually, this is 1 hour right there. So that's 1 hour. 30, 20, 10, that's 1 hour. And then we've got 55 plus 15, that's 1 hour and 10 minutes. There we go. So altogether, we've got 25 hours and 10 minutes. All right, next up, we're looking at finding the volume of this particular shape, which is a cylinder. So what I'm going to do is just going to kind of quickly go into, where is it? Right screen. There we go. Volume of cylinder, which is right here. That's pi times r squared h. So I'm just going to write that down. Volume is equal to pi r squared h. And then we're going to go back. Where is it? Main recording. So we need to figure out what the radius is. Now the radius is actually half of 3.4, which is 1.7. And then the height is equal to 1.2. So volume is equal to pi times half of 3.4 is 1.7 squared times 1.2. So I'm just going to put this all in the calculator. So I've got pi, so shift pi multiplied by 1.7 squared multiplied by 1.2. So I'm just going to convert that into a decimal. So that's going to give me 10.89. Probably got to go 10.90. Let's go 10.90 meter cubed. All right, next question. So we've got a bit of revision with area and perimeter. So the first one being area of the rectangle, which is base times height. So it's 24 times 36. It's going to give me 864 centimeters squared. Now the perimeter is basically just adding your four sides together. But because we've got 24 here and we've got 36 here, so I've got two lots of 24 plus two lots of 36. It's going to give me 120 centimeters. So 2 times 24 plus 2 times 36. Next up, we've got area of the circle, and I think again this is given to you folks. Yep, right there. So we've got area of the circle, and we've also got circumference of a circle as well. So for area, we've got pi r squared. So pi r squared, it's pi times 4.5 squared. Just going to do that twice. and that's going to give me, where am I going to put this? I'm going to put that as 63.62 centimeter squared. Then we've got perimeter, which is pretty much circumference, so that's going to be 2 pi r. So 2 pi r, so 2 pi times 4.5, which equals to 9 pi. So I'm going to do 9 times pi, which equals to this. And as a decimal, we're going to get 28.27 centimeters. All right, next looking at pyramid here. So volume of pyramid. So if you look at volume of pyramid, we've got 1/3 times area of the base times height. So area of the base, I'm just going to copy that down. Volume is equal to 1/3 base area times height. So coming back to our question here, our height is going to be 2. And then base is actually a rectangle, so we're just going to go 3.5 times 4. So we're going to get 1/3 times 3.5 times 4 times 2. So in the calculator, I've got 0.5 multiplied, no, not 0.5, 1/3, sorry. Let's go 1/3 multiplied by 3.5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 2. It's going to give me 9.33 meter cubed. Next we've got this shape here. So to figure out this shape, the first thing we've got to do is work out that question mark. So if you look at it like this distance, which is 9 from here to here, that's also 9. Then we've got this distance here, which is 11. So the green and the yellow part added up together, we're going to get 20 meters. So next we need to work out the area. I'm going to split this up into 2 boxes. So I've got 9 times 5 first, so that's going to give me 45. Then I've got 20 times 11 here, which is area of rectangle, base times height. So 20 times 11. And remember that this 20 is actually from here. All right, so 20 times 11, that's going to give me 220. So when I add those two up, plus 45, that's going to give me 265 meter squared. And as for the perimeter, I basically have to start from one side, so that's 20 plus 20 plus 5 plus 9 plus 15 plus 11. So kind of doing that, 20 plus 20 plus 5 plus 9 plus 15 plus 11. That's equal to 80 meters. Right, next we've got one more area of a rectangle here. So we've got 6.4 times 14.6 base times height. So we've got 6.4 times 14.6. So that's going to give me 93.44. Probably going to go with 4. Nah, let's just go 4 centimeters squared. And then the perimeter is going to be 2 times 6.4 plus 2 times 14.6. I think that's 42. Yep, 42. Next, we've got volume of a cone. So we're going to go and grab our formula sheet there. So volume of a cone is, what do we got? Volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. So if we come back here, our 12 centimeter is going to be the height. And now this is 16 centimeters. Oof, that's a terrible color. I only want half of it, so it's going to be 8 there. So volume is equal to 1/3 pi 8 squared times 12. So remember that the 16 centimeter is going the full way. That's the diameter of that circle. So we only want half of it, which is going to be 8. So then we've got 1/3. Let me just see if this works. 1/3 times pi times 8 times 8 times 12. So that's going to give me 804.25 centimeter cubed. Next, we've got area of the triangle, which is half times base times height. So that's half times 16 times 8. So that's going to give me 64 meter squared. Perimeter is going to be the border, which is 10 plus 12.8 plus 16. So that's 26. Oof, getting a headache just looking at these numbers. What is it? 38.8 meters. Next, we've got area of a trapezium, and I believe this is also in your formula sheet. So we've got area of trapezium is equal to half a plus b times h. So if you look at it, this is a, b, and then h is this part here. So we're going to get a half times 7.9 plus 4 times 4, and that's going to give us the area there. So I've got 0.5 times 7.9 plus 4, close the bracket, multiplied by another 4. That's going to give me 23.8 centimeter squared. Perimeter is going to be 7.9 plus 2.3 plus 4 plus 2.5. So it's basically counting all the outside the borders. So it's 7.9 plus 2.3 plus 4 plus 2.5. So that's going to give me 16.7 centimeters. Next, we've got another triangle here. So half times base, which is 5.6, times height, which is also 5.6. So this is the base of the triangle, and the height of the triangle is 5.6 there. So we're going to get 0.5 times 5.6. It's going to give me 15.68 meter squared. And then perimeter is going to be all those numbers added up, the outside. 5.6 plus 3.6 plus 4.4. So think about it like this. I went from 5.6, then 3.6, then 4.4. So putting this together, 5.6 plus 3.6 plus 4.4, it's going to give me 13.6 meters. All right, next up. Number 5 here, what we've got is we've got half a triangle, not half a triangle, we've got a triangle and a rectangle put together. So we're going to have to actually work it out separately. So first I'm going to do the triangle, then I'm going to do the rectangle. Now the rectangle is 16.8, 4.8. The triangle's base is 16.8 and the height is 2.4. So this is going to be half times base times height. So for this we're going to get 0.5 times 16.8 multiplied by 2.4. It gives you 201.6 plus this is going to be 16.8 times 4.8 because it's base times height. Oh, 4. That's 80.64. So now I've got to add both of those values together, and I'm going to get 282.24 centimeter squared. So So that's going to be my area, because remember I've done this this shape as two parts. So I've actually calculated the triangle first, then I've actually calculated the area of the rectangle, and then I've actually added it together. Now as for the perimeter, I've got 6.4 plus 4.8 here, then 16.8, 4.8, and then 11. So putting that together, 6.4 plus 4.8 plus 16.8 plus 4.8 again, and then plus 11. So just adding it all up together, 0.8 plus 16.8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, got 5 sides. I'm adding those 5 sides together to get 43.8 centimeters. Alright, next up we've got volume of a cuboid. So that is just base times height times width, or whichever way you kind of work around it. And again, that's still in the formula sheet, I think, right? Did I see it? Yeah, right at the bottom there. There we go. Cuboid, height times width times length. So in this case, I've got 15 times 18 times 9. If I did that, no, I didn't. So that's going to give me 2430 millimeter cubed. Next, looking at volume of a cylinder. So for a cylinder, I think we had it before, pi r squared h. So volume is equal to pi r squared h. So the r in this case is 14, and the h is going to be 12. So it's just a cylinder, but it's actually flipped sideways. So then your volume is equal to pi times 14 squared times 12. So we're going to do that in the calculator. We've got pi times 14 squared times 12. So that's going to give us, let's just convert that into decimal, 7,389.03 centimeter cubed. Next up, we've got 2 question marks here for question 3 here. So again, remember that this distance 4 is from here to here, and this distance 7 is actually from here to here. So 7 plus 4 is going to be 11, and likewise this 9 is from here to here, and it's 4 from there to there. So 9 plus 4 is going to be 13. So in terms of working out the area, we're going to split this up into 2 rectangles. So first we're going to do 9 times 4, which is equal to 36. Then we're going to do 13 times 7, which it's too late for me to do this and make mistakes, so 91. So I've got 36 plus 91, which gives me 127 millimeter squared, because I've got to add those 2 areas together. Next, we're looking at the perimeter. So I'm basically going to start at the 11 and then go clockwise. So I've got 11 plus 9 plus 4 plus 4 plus 7 plus 13. So putting that in the calculator, I've got 20, 24, 28, 35, 48 millimeters. We've got one more shape here with, oh, this is interesting. We've got to actually work out the height of the triangle first. And the way we're going to do that is, because this part here is 3.5 and this part here is worth only 2, we can do 3.5 minus 2, which is going to give us 1.5, which is the height. Now remember that the 2 meters is actually here. It's the length along the side there, and it's not the height. So 1.5 is the height of this triangle. So again, I'm going to do it in 2 parts. So triangle plus rectangle. Now for the triangle's base is 4.8 and the height is 1.5. As for the rectangle, I've got base 4.8 and 2. So a half times base times height plus 4.8 times 2, which is base times height. So let's do this one first. We got 0.5 times 1.5 times 4.8. That's going to give me 10.8 plus 9.6. It's going to give me 20.4 meter squared. And if you look at the perimeter, I'm going to start at the 3, not the 3.5, but remember that there's another 2 meters here. So I'm going to start from this red cross there, and I'm going to go clockwise. So I've got 2 plus 2 plus 4.6 plus 2 plus 4.8. So I'm just starting with that red, and I'm going 2 plus 2 plus 4.6 plus another 2. I'm still going clockwise. When I put it all together, I'm going to get 15.4 meters. And then the last one, we're looking for volume of this particular shape. So we just got to find the cross-sectional area, which is this little triangle here. And then we've got to multiply by how much ever it's extended by. So volume of this is going to be the area first. So area times the height. Now the area of that yellow part is a triangle. So half times base times height. Now probably shouldn't put this as h. Maybe I should put this as length, because this length that I'm looking at is 16. So it's this part here. And area is the yellow part there, which is the triangle. So multiply that by 16. So I'm going to get a half times 12 times 10 times 16. So putting this in the calculator, 0.5 times 12 times 10 times 16. That's going to give me 960 meter cube. All right, folks, so that pretty much covers this little revision video. Yeah, if you have any questions, drop it in the comment section below. Apart from that, thank you for watching. And good luck for your tests.